Hello, my name is Mary Grace Deneen.
I'm Rosie. I come from the south coast of New South Wales in Australia.
Hi, my name is Rohit Kishan and I'm the founder of Science of Sketching.
Hey, my name is Eva. I'm from Germany and I'm in India for over 2 months now, traveling for over a year and loving it.
My family call me Shubham, but me and this world knows me Shabdart, Shbdart.
Hi, my name is Junaid, and my first question is, when did you
First learned that needing people was dangerous.
The origin of armor. Oh wow, this hasn't got 15 minutes.
I feel I learned it young. That was the first thing that popped up in my mind.
I never learned this thing because I always don't like to need to be with around a lot of people and like they do something for me and all this thing. So I think I know this since childhood.
Because I feel when I sense that from a person, I go a bit more alert and then not clear what they want from you, or so then you're constantly like something is running behind, saying, oh, what does this person want? Or I think these are the outer thing, but the main thing is am I violating my own boundaries by agreeing something which I don't agree with, or because this person is feeling this way and I have to accommodate this person for that moment, and like, am I trying to get rid of this person just by listening, or let them bring everything out what they want, and after that they're gone, or um,
I think I got a bit too much with this. Can I skip this?
I feel like I continually learn this. I don't feel like I've finished learning this because I do love people and I do love being around people, and sometimes I feel really connected to people and then they will betray me and that'll really hurt. And even, I find when people betray me, this really hurts. And my earliest memory of learning this was when I was 7 years old.
I think school, maybe like first grade, I really had a problem with authorities. And when I arrived in school and I didn't have people that always necessarily meant well with me specifically, but you still rely on them, you have to kind of deal with them and work with them and follow rules. I really felt like I would rather be independent sometimes, and it is dangerous to need people, but you need them.
Yeah, when I had my first breakup, and I was very young, 18, 19. I wanted her very badly, but then I realized that she didn't want to come back. And then I realized that I wasted a lot of time just waiting for her, while I can move forward in my life and do more productive things, maybe focus on myself and my studies. So yeah, I think I lost my need for the people there. Even for now, I have a lesson from that story.
yeah, I think in the beginning when people share, I used to listen. I always listen, but and I was not even realizing I'm violating some boundaries, and later, the more it happens, you accumulate a certain kind of maybe suppressed emotion or an expression, and you're holding back, with you. And it accumulates, and then it turns out into anger. And when a situation arises, all this anger comes out there, and then you wonder, like, why did I get anger? And then I started observing, where is this coming from originally? How am I accumulating this? So then I realized, yeah, I'm violating my boundary. So now, understanding this boundary, my boundary, when someone share, I don't just acknowledge it just like that. I ask questions, or I get more clarity, So that way I feel I can deal with those situations better, and not to get into or the feeling part. I feel I'm an empath, so I can feel a lot when someone shares something. So it is not helping me, for most of the time. Sometimes it's okay. Someone is going through something deep. They want to share, they want someone to listen. Yeah, I can do that. But when it is often repeated, I feel like it's not solving anything and wasting your time and energy also, and they're not realizing. So you being quiet is validating how they're responding, and that's becoming a stronger pattern for them.
I was at school. I was a really good kid at school. My parents put a really, they were really strict about me doing well. Doing well in the academic field was like the best thing that I could do for them. So I was a really goody two-shoes. And one day I got to school really early because I lived far away from town, and I had about 40 minutes before school started, and I went to the toilet. I was in year 1, and I went to the toilet and I saw a friend of mine standing in there wetting toilet paper and throwing it on the ceiling and sticking. And I thought, that looks really fun, but I can't do that because I don't do that. But my friend encouraged me to do it, and so I did it, and we did that for about 20 minutes until the ceiling was covered, which is really out of character for me. And then she left and told a teacher that I did it, and she was the one that encouraged me to do it, and that was like a real canon event in my life, because I never really disobeyed again at school because of the disappointment from my teachers and my mum. I've never seen my mum so sad. So that was like the first instance, and yeah, I experience it a lot still when you think people love you and are there for you. Everyone has their own agenda, and my agenda is to share it with everyone, but that's not the same as everyone else. So I'm constantly trying to love everyone and hold space for everyone, but also be careful as well.
Who gets to see the part of you that's not bulletproof?
The hidden softness. I'm at my most vulnerable in some ways. Yes. Right currently. So it's a bit my father died 3 months ago. So and he was an alcoholic, so he needed a lot of my support from a young age. And yeah, it's a little tender area at the moment. And yeah, I can see there's something dissociative in me, but it's not all the way.
Who gets to see the part of you that's not bulletproof? I guess my sister, my twin. Not really twin. We have a little difference, but she know how to see the soft side of me, and she knows that I can be very aggressive at some point, and I am aggressive. She knows, but she also knows that I have a very cute side, and yeah. And my mom, she's no more, but yeah. I'm bulletproof to my brother, and yeah, if I make friends, then I certainly have limits. I make sure that I have limits, because from my past I have this conditioned inside that I have a blockage. I don't allow people too much into myself. I still have these things which are safe, my safe side.
I don't really even let my parents into there. I don't let my siblings into there. I'm very careful about who I let into that place. Because of betrayal, and because I know that I can't trust everyone. And I would love to share tenderness with everyone, but then, I can't.
I think mainly my family, my brother, my mom, my dad, definitely all of them. But also my close friends, I think I'm kind of an open book with all of me. Like my weaknesses are pretty much out there. And I think it's like the best defense to show where your weak spots are, because we have them anyway. So I don't know. I felt like hiding them costs you way too much energy than just dealing with them.
Yeah, there's a lot of incidents happen in the life, like when I feel this thing, like somewhere, you can say the blessing of my mother as Shiva, like protect me somewhere. But yeah, it's always happened. I not see like something bad happen. I always protect it.
So whenever I see someone, people perceive me outside. Everyone perceive everyone differently, you know. So my previous partner, she's like, "Wow, no one knows you like this," you know. Then I'm like, "Yeah, you have to subscribe into it, you know. You have to subscribe. Then only you can get the full version of it."
I don't know, I feel like I'm more of the person that people come to when they're not feeling bulletproof, and I'm their support person. So I can't really think of too many people apart my partner, but that comes with years of trust, and he still doesn't see it all. He still doesn't get everything.
I think this one is like vulnerability. Like, I think part of me is tripping. My ego wants to think it's like very like, I don't know what to say actually. Maybe I'm just a little frazzled for these kind of things. I can try more, but I don't, what's good for your vision. Yeah, I can be soft when people let me be soft. Yeah, maybe that's hard. I'll try more.
Have you ever pushed someone away just to see if they'd fight to stay?
No. No, I haven't.
Yeah, this I do.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, for sure. But I don't. It's not a thing that happened to me a lot, that I had men that I felt didn't really want me and I'm with them. I rather had it that I like question, or I want maybe something different, and then I push the person away not to see if they want me, but I push them away because I want to be by myself or want something different. So it's not a big thing in my life, I think. Once I had a guy that I really, really liked, and he didn't like me, and then I saw that he's not fighting, so I was like, it justified me leaving in a way.
I don't think so. I don't think so, but obviously there's things I'm not aware of, but I don't really communicate in that way. I think I had a lot of real suffering experiences with the people very close to me from a young age. I don't try and create extra unnecessary suffering. So, as much as to my awareness, I would say no. But I can be quite fiery and maybe also dramatic, but don't mean to be like that.
Yeah, pushed away in the sense I don't want to hear certain things what they're saying, or the language they're using, and I didn't want to have this on my senses, so I'm like consciously saying no to it, or hanging out on a smaller amount of time, maybe, to not to go much deeper.
Because it's very important thing, because in my inner circle, if people not do this thing, like then not make sense, because then everyone gonna separate it at one point. Like if someone not fight for themselves, like I think like they are useless in some ways. Like whatever they say, like the world is like, I don't want to fight peace, but there is scenarios like where you need to be stand with yourself.
I've been this, so I try not to do this at all. It's really awful. It's a really, really hard thing to experience, and a really, I don't think it's a very fair form of love. And the way it makes someone feel isn't justified, because you're not being authentic. You're not being true to yourself. If you If you just want someone to love you, you should just be straight up with them. There shouldn't be any games, any manipulation.
Actually, I'm very welcoming. I'm always open-hearted. If people wants to come in my life and stay there for a while, I am cool with it. I have this very cool mindset. I allow people to be there, and if I don't like someone, I just move away. That's it. Yeah, most of people misunderstand me. Maybe because of my looks or the way I behave or anything, my attitude towards life. And I think it's a attitude towards people. They might mistaken me, but if they get to know me a little bit, they get to know me better. Yeah, I can be very nice and kind, or I can be just very arrogant and just I don't want you in my life. That's kind of thing.
What's the cost of always being the strong one?
The biggest cost is always having to be the strong one, even when you aren't always the strong one. You still feel like because you were strong once, you have to be strong again.
I don't see myself like a strong or weak or I feel myself dynamic.
I think this is what I live for. Yeah, every day I train twice. Like back home, I train every day twice. I think being strong is one of the most important thing for me. I like being strong. I like having a strong physical mindset and mentally, physically, spiritually, everything strong. And yeah, I think this is just my core, or that yeah, dominance is my thing. I like yeah. I don't like it's just who am I? I didn't choose it. It just come to me with the life.
Yeah, I'm tired. I'm really tired. Yeah, and I have to be really strong, and it's really tiring. But I like when my friends stroke my hair, and I'm doing that more with my friends stroking hair.
I don't know, I'm like the youngest in my family, the youngest kid. And I felt like all the stuff that no one deals with comes on my shoulders in the end. And it made me strong, and I feel strong. But I also feel like, for example, crying sometimes. Like for a long time, I had a problem with it because I would be like, it shows that I'm weak. Now we're coming back to the weaknesses. And I have a problem with this kind of just crying and not even being able to speak anymore through your tears, because I like to speak to explain why, what's happening. And if I can't even do that anymore because I'm in tears, that terrifies me. So I think the cost of always being the strong one, it's like not expressing everything you are. You're like hiding a part, and it will come out eventually in a way that you can't control, maybe. And that moment is so terrifying, but also where you grow, probably.
I feel quite good at compartmentalizing things. I'm really empathetic, but I don't take them on, and I tend to forget, which sometimes is good when people, when it's necessary for it to be forgotten. Sometimes it's hard when my friends try and bring something from the past up, and I have to act like I remember. I have to ask someone else what happened because I just forget. So yeah, that's also a cost as well because sometimes I'm not a very good friend in that way.
What's the cost of always being the strong one? I don't know the cost, but it's going good. It's benefits in always in always. Like it's give benefit. Like nothing wrong in this thing. And I think it's not just as strong. I think if we just how we say put our boundaries and we communicate properly since beginning to end, I think that's the strongest thing because a lot of people are not able to talk.
Did you ever want someone else to be the strong one?
Like I would like yeah, what people around me they also strong one because then it's gonna be the good thing for me also and for them also. So it's good thing if you have inner circle 10 people 5 people and if they all are able to do in themselves like everything financial mental is the best thing.
But don't you think they're only strong because you are?
Huh?
Don't you think they're only strong because you are?
I I don't know, like I never see myself like as in this position, but I see like a lot of time people like offended. Offended means like they don't like it. But I don't know, but it's their problem.
I can be stronger when it is needed, and I can be softer when it is needed. Otherwise, I have a neutral phase also, which is um, being in an effortless space and you watching your like energies. Like if um, on my belly I feel slightly different, then I know, okay, there is some kind of turbulence happening. So I try to regulate. If it is coming from external, I will communicate in a polite way by not um, accumulating so much and getting into a reaction. So I feel like to be proactive and communicate, and I'm doing things what I like, so I don't feel exhausted. Like body can be tired, mind is tired, so we need to rest, sleep well, eat well. Uh, like yeah, you do your walks to get your fitness and breathing, everything right, and yeah, I don't feel exhaustion in that sense. But I will say no to things I don't like to do. Like yeah,
You'll say no to what?
the things I don't like to do, or yeah.
Has that been a process to get to that?
Of course, yes. Because again, that comes back to the boundary of do I like it or not? Am I violating my own boundary to please someone and saying yes to it? Yeah.
Hmm.
What do you protect the hardest because deep down it feels the most breakable?
Family, my own family. And I have like 6 brothers, not my bloodline, but I met them travel, but we have very strong bond. Like after my blood family, I not after my like same kind of things. This people part of me and I'm part of them. So yeah, I would love to always protect them.
At this point of time, I have mental health. Yeah, I would not allow anyone to play with my mind because I had bad times and I've been to isolations and everything. So I wouldn't allow someone to play mind games with me, and so I think it's my mental health for now.
I don't.
Yeah, I would say usually I'm like looking at myself like in quite deeply, but at the moment I'm kind of surviving. Like I can't too much look at myself because I'm grieving heavily.
I don't know, it's hard to say. I just always feel like I have a front, maybe. I always am one person and people know me as that person. And so I guess I try and protect this bubbly, alive, strong version of myself that people can count on, people can depend upon. And I really appreciate consistency with people. I think that's something that I appreciate the most. That's something that I look for the most in a friendship, and that's something that I will consider very seriously if someone can't be continuously themselves around me. Or I guess it goes back to the trust thing again, because if they can be one thing in this sense and then they can be the complete opposite, then I don't feel like I can trust them because I don't know them, or I can't get to know them to a deep enough level. Yeah, so I guess I guess I love how I want to be loved. And so one thing that I protect is that sense of self. And in times when I'm not feeling like that strong, bubbly, energetic, talkative, funny, crazy version of myself, I will hide away. I will, even in social settings, I will stand to the back, stand to the corner. And yeah, people don't really notice you when you're in the corner. So it's actually quite safe there. I can still have a nice time. So yeah.
I think I'm often perceived as like a very whole, has their stuff together kind of person. And sometimes I don't feel like that at all. And this part, I feel like when this part comes out, people will be shocked and they're not prepared for it, because you can be friends with me or date me and not see that, and all of a sudden I'm in a crisis and it will come out, and then you see I'm actually broken, just as most of us, and then it's like shocking to see. So it's like something I would keep down, hide maybe a little bit.
I do like try and be really independent, like I can do everything on my own, but it's not really works as well. Single mums, raised by lots of single mums. It's very hard to ask for help. That's the biggest fear I have. And it's also one I've had to face recently, because you need things when you've just lost your parent.
Do I fight because I care or because it's the only way I know how to connect?
I think I fight because I care. If I wouldn't care, I wouldn't fight.
I think I not fight always, but yeah, most of the time I care. Like that's why I fight.
I really care. But I also, like, again, I'm frazzled because I realize how for so long I've been not helping people by trying to be there for them. And that's hard.
Yeah, sometimes I can fight when I care. Yeah, I've seen myself fighting when I care. The only way you know how to connect. Nah, I know other ways as well.
Like a way to connect as well, but yeah, for me, the moment when I turn my back and I decide I'm not gonna take this fight on me, it's the moment where I just decide this person is maybe not worth my energy, or yeah. And if I'm really care about someone, I want us to be close, and this is why there can't be obstacles or like misunderstandings between us. And I feel it's sometimes so easy to just speak through misunderstandings, and it can feel like a little bit of a fight sometimes, but it actually is not that bad. If you are not afraid of the fight part, it will be feeling so nice and real and connected in the end. And this is when the real like love shows, I think, and when the people are actually the people they are and not the masks they show anymore. So maybe a bit of both, but more because I care, not because I don't know how to connect on a different level.
I fight because I care. I fight because I want to know everyone extremely deeply. I recently had a really hard time because I was betrayed by someone. And it led me to thinking, do I have any strong connections in my life? Do I have people whom I can actually depend upon, and people who treat me how I treat them, which is obviously very high expectations because not everyone can act like this. And it's also unspoken. So I can't say to people, well, I'm treating you like this, so you should treat me the same way. But I will never fight because it's the only way I know how. I will fight because I care, and because I care so deeply, and if something is unjust, then I will want it to be corrected, or I'll want to just try and understand where everyone is coming from.
But in general, it's not aggression. Only aggression or like fieriness can come from really caring and just being willing to try and do what you can. But yeah, again, bless my tender state.
And I think like as a brotherhood is a good way to connect also. Like it's a very playful nature. Like we see one word in a different ways. Like one word have thousands of definition. So fight can be good relation also, like healthy relation. If like a playful thing and like little sarcasm, pinpointing this thing. This brings some good thing, I think. It's good. And at the end I know like also like is my way to know like who is so much offended, who's taking okay. Like how you tackle the situation when this kind of things happen.
What would it take for you to fully exhale for once?
the ache to let go. I like it when people stroke my head and they don't want to sleep with me.
Don't know. I don't know. I've tried many things, many ways of finding myself or finding myself still being the same person. It's hard because, yeah, I would also say isolation, but then I would miss everything else.
I think I always take care for myself first. Like some people tell me like for this also, like it's their perception like selfish. But I think like I'm not used to be selfish. But at certain point, like I need to understand like selfish, and so I always take care of myself. So yeah, and whatever happen, like if any hot issue happen, fight happen, with arguments happen, so it's not running in my mind. Like if I leave the table, it's not like running in my mind all the time. It's just gone because I'm in different place. I play drama, I do something else, and sometimes it's just bothered me. I forgot completely the argument talk. It's done after communication. But most of the people have their in their mind, like they whole they're running in their mind, like, and they appear like after 2 days to talk about the same topic. So this is sometimes bothered me, like only like it's finished.
I think traveling is a big part of what it takes for me, because I quickly feel responsibility on my shoulders about other people's happiness or other people's life choices and how they might take a wrong turn and then feel stuck in that. And sometimes that makes me feel very heavy, all the things in my head and the responsibilities I feel. And when I get away from that and everything is unknown around me, that's when I really can just be, and I just feel like I don't have to carry anything but my own bag, you know. I can just
To trust. Yeah. Like for example, I was handling the whole operation of science of sketching. Then Nishi joined some part, the major part of the operation. I've gone to him. So in the beginning, I was also observing. Oh, do you have a pattern to hold on to it because you're used to it, and are you letting go of it? So I have to trust. I have to trust. Like, no, he is the person for it, and I don't want to micromanage things, and I want to allow all the freedom and see what happens. And and yeah, it's like I have faith in, I can't like in me, but I think that is very limited way if I say it. But I have faith in this whole energy, me and the class and the person who's coming into it. It's a happening, so it happened in an effortless way, then it is right. It is the right thing because your intuition is on with all the uh, like aspect, all the situations. Even when I'm calling him to come up, when can you come up? So the way he booked the flight, um, or the way he arrived here, how was it? All these things are the factors for my intuition to see, is this the right thing or not? If there are something not happening right, I'm like, okay, this is not an effortless thing. There is some like up and down, so we have to look into it.
I like it when people are not keeping secret tally charts of who's given what, and then suddenly there's like this backlog of things that you suddenly have to, you should be having to give equal. It's so tiring because I start like, I can't just accept this from this person, and it's very exhausting to interact with other humans when it's like that, which somehow it is a lot of the time. So good friends where they don't mind is very nice.
Good friends, what?
Good friends where like they'll just give to you, you know, when you need it, and you just do it, and it's a dance.
Or maybe just getting my things out. Maybe something that I'm having inside. I don't know. I take it out. I spoke out. And yeah, courage. yeah, to speak out.
So there's nothing that I can completely wholeheartedly say that would allow me to exhale. Maybe I will, this is something that crosses my mind in a lot of ways, especially with friendships, especially with my life. Like, will I ever be content? Will I always be chasing something new? Will people disappoint me, or will they please me for a really long time until they don't? Will I find stability, I guess? And I don't think that really exists. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if, I don't know what it would take for me to fully exhale.
If control wasn't an option, who would you be?
I think I would be a wolf living in the forest.
I think I not control. I think unconsciously it happened, but consciously I never had intention to control things. And who would you be beyond the role of protector? I think artist.
I don't like this control thing, and I try and look at myself with it, because obviously life is very confusing, so we're trying to make it sense and manage everything and ourselves. I definitely have to control my emotion thing coming outside, because yeah, if I just show it, then people find it intense, or like I have to perform in some way, and I don't like doing that. That's also what helps me exhale, when I don't have to perform.
I love to control. In a really nice, caring way. I don't like to control to make people unhappy. I guess you ultimately control to look after yourself. And I do love being in control. I do love being a guider in that sense, leading the way. So I don't know, because it is so a part of who I am. I am that person. I'd be lost if I couldn't control, and I think control has really negative connotations to it. I don't think, if you think of control, you think of a control freak or someone who is obsessive about it, but it truly is just in my nature, and it comes from a helping place. And I will never, I know the limits. I won't take control of a situation if it's going to make someone unhappy, if it's going to disappoint people, but I will not release control if it's going to make me unhappy. So I as an older sister, I've always kind of been a protector, always looked after my siblings, always been a bit of a lone ranger, so always had to protect myself as well. Never really had one friend group at school, always friends of many, but never deeply, I guess, or some deeply, but yeah, so in that sense, I always have to look after myself, look after my little siblings, especially living outside of town, having to nurture them and take them to school and things like this. So I don't know, it's just too much about who I am. I don't know who I would be.
I think I would have to redefine a lot of what I think about myself and my task in life, and many things that I feel make me who I am. But I also feel letting go of control is part of my life as I grow older. And I can feel that life teaches you how to detach from control more and more, but I'm definitely not there. So probably I just can't answer this question.
It depends upon some situations, I think, like the role we so like who you are, you know. For me, I am this person who is witnessing even me doing things, and what is my activities in my mind, and how am I interacting with other person, and so I feel that witnessing you is always in a flat line. There's no up and down in it. but your mind and body is placed in very dynamic situations. So there is a duty to be fulfilled and there need to be a structure. And now you are placed in that place to perform. So you have to perform. And in that there is an element of control to keep everything concentrated or everyone concentrated to the goal. You have to do it because that's your role. You can't let go of it because that's again you violating your boundary. And then there will be consequences.
And honestly, what if your softness isn't your weakness, but the path that always been waiting to lead?
I think that would be interesting. Yeah, I am learning this thing, the power of vulnerability. Recently, this week only, I've learned that I can be vulnerable. And with the vulnerability comes the lot of courage to be vulnerable. It takes a lot of courage to be vulnerable. And I felt it recently, and I'm totally, yeah, admit that this is right for me.
Was there a sense of liberation there?
It was, yeah, it was sense of a little bit of fear, but still a little bit of, yeah, liberation as well.
I think I am also like soft also somewhere, very soft also, and at the same time like different vibe. But I know like where I need to use it.
Because again you're dynamic, you have both, you have Shiva and Shakti, masculine and feminine. So just being so masculine is not helping, because other side is totally imbalanced. So I see feminine side is the softer side or the gentle side, and masculine side is the doer, a protector, provider, so yeah, I think you balance, like, when you're with your partner, sometimes you have to be a masculine because she can tap into her femininity, and in that situation you are more feminine, her masculinity rise, so it's just not helping in a like a relationship. So if I had to say something strongly for my partner to understand, or she's being too emotional, I'm like, no, practically I think this has to be done, you know. But okay, before that, 80% of time I'm listening to her, like how she's bringing out the feeling. That time I feel I'm neutral also, not on a soft side, neutral, and then masculine when it is needed to,
Assert.
yeah, and feminine when she want to feel with you, because that's also, I think, some partners want us also to feel the way they feel and to be maybe synchronized with the feeling.
I do feel like a leader, and I did feel like a leader for a long time. I felt like that was my responsibility. But it was not in softness. It was in expectations from other people and my role in my family and in my friendships and my location. And I think in the past 5 years, it's been a big chance for me to let go of this and welcome in the softness that really is inherent to who I am and at the crux of everything. It is the softness which is my maybe a gift, but also a downfall as well, in terms of being let down.
I think that weakness, that softness is like the biggest strength. And this thought came to me not so long ago, which was like, hard people try to fight for feeling like light and peaceful and soft their whole life, and soft people just feel it from the beginning on. And I see myself more on the hard people range, but I also know that I'm pretty fast in traveling from there to there, so I see hope in a sense of, I think I'm becoming softer.
I really love this, and I wish I could do this more. People could handle it around me, because I love being vulnerable, but it makes you very in danger. I have been in so much dangerous situations from being showing up like in that softness, and it was always confusing because I thought that everyone would want to be like that, like share that magic of. yeah. That's how we connect, isn't it? Vulnerability.
I start understanding that it's not a weakness but a strength more and more. And I admire it in other people, like seeing other people cry in front of everyone and speak about their pain is something I really admire, and I don't judge it at all. I wish I could sometimes, and I feel like I can more and more, so slowly getting there.
If I talk with someone, like a circle happening, yeah, if someone come, yeah, my sister, yeah, my partner, I know on that time how to tackle, because there you can use softness in the relationship to how to make someone work many ways, but it's also have benefits of its own. Nothing is like wrong, like softness also have a lot of benefits, I think. Even like if someone not soft, they can use soft people.
There's been a few instances, like, for example, I used to be a leader. I used to run mentor programs for young people so that they could become leaders. I studied half a law degree, and I did all these kind of very regimented, structured forms of leadership that were all expectations from other people, which I met because I was young and I didn't know any better. And then once I chose me, it was kind of, I was meant to move to New Zealand and continue studying, and then COVID happened, and then I ended up backpacking Europe, and then for the past 4 years I've just been backpacking and veered so far away from that traditional form of leadership, and instead guided myself and been a leader of my own self and my autonomy. It's really allowed me to settle into that softness. And only recently have I come to terms with the fact that maybe I'm ready to welcome this more traditional form of leadership and more traditional form of education back into my life, but with this newfound softness and nurturing that the world has given me and that the people that I've met has given me, and distance from the expectations has allowed me to open my mind too. So I'm very curious about this, and I do feel like this is in my future.